Are you exhausted with your problems? And I mean the ones that keep you up at night. Instead of fighting with it, ask the question, why are you here? What am I supposed to learn? This can change and revolutionize your life. So many times when I have conversations with people in sessions and outside of sessions, it's why won't this problem go away? And they get so frustrated because for some problems, they just go away like this. You put your attention on, they're done, they're gone. And others, they just seem to stick around and seemingly forever. And it can be very frustrating because you can see somebody else who seems to have your same skill set and they're able to deal with the same problem in seconds, very quickly. And yours just seems to stick around like, well, what are they doing different? Well, what's going on? So this is always best to stay in your lane with your thoughts and just stay where you are and ask the questions. Why are you here and what can I learn? And when we ask the questions, why are you here and what can I learn? Oftentimes it begins with anger and frustration and that's fine. See if you can let that emotion switch. The script can change and it can go to curiosity. It can go to kindness. It can go to patience. And I know this is asking a lot, but these are the big problems of life that aren't going anywhere. They're just with you. And fighting them and wrestling with them and telling them to leave isn't working. So try this approach. Give it a shot, asking, why are you here? What am I supposed to learn? So I asked a good friend of mine who's a mother, wife, she's a PhD, and she's been on the spiritual path since she was 6 years old. I asked her about this, about problems and time, and she said, oh, it's Tatiksha. She just said it like this. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar said in the 6 Kinds of Wealth, Tatiksha means forbearance. It means the ability to endure that which is not of your liking. Now, it is not possible that everything will go as per your liking. If you tend to lose your calm and presence of mind when some things do not happen as per your expectations, then that shows a lack of tatiksha. Having tatiksha means to be patient and have forbearance. To maintain a balance and be able to bear it when undesired situations arise in life, that is a sign of having tatiksha. Suppose someone is very unpleasant to you. If you lack tatiksha, then it rattles your mind and throws you off balance. With tatiksha, you can move on and keep the balance. So then I said to my friend, okay, so that's great, beautiful knowledge from Sri Sri. I completely agree with you. How do you actually apply that to your life? Running a business, running a household, running a farm, so many things, being a parent, being a wife. And she said, probably the lesson isn't learned when tatiksha happens. Waiting reveals what's actually there. It's just uncomfortable to sit and wait and do deep learning to really see yourself. Really see yourself. So then I wanted some science. So I went to Unwinding Anxiety by Judson Brewer, a doctor and a PhD. Dr. Judson Brewer in Unwinding Anxiety says, we get stuck in the thinking brain, trying to control or force our way out of problems. But that just creates more of the same. We have to learn to step out of that loop and into an awareness loop where we get curious about the habit instead of trying to fight it. And then I always love to go to the giants of history and see what they said. So I have 3 great quotes from 3 incredible people from history. So first is Albert Einstein. I'm not that smart. I just stay with problems longer. I'm not that smart. I just stay with problems longer. Helen Keller said, character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. And then so beautifully, Alan Watts says, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. The title of the video is Tired of Fighting the Same Problem? Ask this instead. Ask why with love and patience, and what can you learn? And often in these videos, I try to be so honest, and today I don't want to be that honest. I learned something in 2019 that really disturbed me so much about myself, and it sucked to learn, to be honest. I'd been sober since 2003, and sobriety came so easy to me. So easy, physical sobriety came to me. But emotional and spiritual sobriety, I didn't know what it was. And then I went out to California in 2019, and I went to an AA meeting. And someone said, "You're a dry drunk." And they gave me this little tiny book. So you have Dr. Brewer's book here, so thick, so well researched. If you look at the back, it's so many things you can look, all the research, so much. Alan Watts' book, The Book, so thick, so much in here. And this tiny little book, Dry Drunk, completely changed every aspect of my life. Because up until that point, I just couldn't admit that I was the source of my problems. But the beautiful thing is, after this and my steps and the pandemic and my divorce, I realized that I am the problem, which is amazing because I am the solution. So when I read this Dry Drunk book, I was like, thought that they had written my life story. Grandiosity, judgmental, impulsive, intolerant, indecisive, which I am, and I was very much that way in certain situations. And I would hide it by being impulsive and intolerant. I was overreacting. I complained. And the one that really got me was unspoken rules. For people that are addicts, you have these unspoken rules, and people can never, ever live up to them because they change. You make them. I made them. People couldn't live up to them. I've apologized to so many people because of this, and it just hurts my heart. It rips. My stomach is turning even thinking about this, but I'm not that way anymore. And when I talk to my sponsor, it's like, I only visit that town occasionally. Righteousness, unspoken rules, knowing, impulsive, intolerant, complaining, speaking ill of others. I don't live in that town anymore. And thank God I don't. And I don't want you to live in that town anymore. And I don't want you to live in that pain. All of these videos are to get you out of pain and into more joy. I don't want men to be in so much pain like I was. To remember like all of the failures of so many relationships and so many things of just blaming and overreacting. And because I wasn't sober emotionally and spiritually. And I feel like I am now. And that's why I can sit here comfortably and say all these things. Because I want you to be out of pain. I want you to sleep well in your pillow. I want you to love yourself. I want you to be patient and kind with yourself. The same thing, every video, over and over and over and over and over and over. And I'll keep doing it because I know people are in pain, and I know that you are your problem and you are your solution, which is amazing. Sri says to forbear. My friend said it could be uncomfortable, the deep learning. Dr. Brewer said the awareness loop with curiosity. Einstein said stay with the problem. Helen Keller said doesn't happen in ease and quiet. And Watts said dance with it. So the recipe is simple and difficult to apply. So this is the recipe. Forbearance, be uncomfortable, keep curious, stay with it, prepare for unease and noise, and dance with it. Sit with your problems and ask, why are you here? And ask, what can I learn? And you might be blind to it like I was. And I don't want you to have to get slapped upside the head like I did with a pandemic and a divorce and steps and your world crumbling. Just ask with love and patience and kindness, why are you here? And what can I learn? It can revolutionize and change your life. And then you can start sleeping on your pillow better. You can start loving the person in the mirror more. You can be okay when you're by yourself. And you can start living with joy, forgiveness, love, beauty. Oh, it's amazing. Links really well into a video I made a couple weeks ago about expectations, so I'll put a link into that. Remember patience, kindness, grace for yourself. When the problem is there, stop pushing it, welcome it in, and ask, why are you here? What can I learn? Thanks a lot. Have a great one.